lot of that had to do with the guy that you see as the head coach of this team, and he's going to lead them here in the 7-8 qualification game.
Yeah, and a win today would mean an improvement over the last 2 years for this program. Carlin Gay alongside Kelsey Wright-Johnson. Thanks for joining us wherever you are. However you're doing so, a quick start for the Dominican Republic here in our 7-8 matchup. Opportunity for both these programs who are continuing to build here in the Americas to leave Santiago on a positive note. And Anissa Jeffries, who got the start today, able to get 2. Averaging 62 points per contest. Dominican Republic at 50. Capellan will take the 3, indeed. Good energy to start this game for Anissa Jeffries. This is Gabby Jaquez in the lane. Good footwork. Was ripped there by Calise. Calise goes behind the back. Dishes to Hodge, who gallops all the way to the tin. Can't get it to drop. Calise will try for 3 on the old board and drop it. Capellan able to get a hand on the Jeffries crossover. Jeffries stuck with it. 5 to shoot. Laura hits the midi. This is Anissa Jeffries. Kicks it to the corner. Gabriela Jaquez's 3, not there. Jeffries in the mix again with another offensive rebound. Jaquez with the floater.
For Team Mexico, she goes into this one averaging 11.5 points and 6 rebounds.
Hodge was blocked by Jeffries on the drive. Sosa sets the strong screen after checking into the game as well. She has the ball on the block, working on Laura. That's a block by Laura. And Jeffries picks up the ball. Anissa Jeffries was stripped there by Capellan. That's a good battle between 2 youngsters here in this game. Capellan all the way to the 10.
Although I didn't see Valenzuela check into the game. She's gonna be one of those players to stop the run.
Jaquez drills a 3 from the 45. Here's Morton. Directing traffic, finds Sosa underneath. Battling on Valenzuela. Tough move inside by Sosa. Jaquez thought about the 3, stripped by Capellan. She's had a couple of nice defensive plays here to start. Look at Sosa running the floor. Trying to force it up between 3 white jerseys and travel. As it doesn't fall for her.
I really like the idea to get back into a zone for Team Mexico. A lot of the time when you're in a zone, what's open is a 3-point shots as Ramos takes a 3 of her own on the other end. But
Morton hands to Sosa for a long 2. That's off. And Martinez with the board. Ramos, who just knocked down the 3, has it. Valenzuela inside with a nice finish.
If she's able to pin that defender on her back, it's almost like clockwork. That's going to go off the glass and in.
You saw her averages on the screen. She's the leading scorer on the team and comes off the pine. For Mexico, there she is with the block. Laura kicks it back out. Vidales on the jab and go. Vidales in the lane, banking it off the glass. Maybe the banks are open on a Sunday here in Santiago. Hodge chiseling her way inside. Hands to Abreu. This is Reynoso off on the jump shot. Never touched the rim, so the shot clock doesn't reset. Reynoso will try again on the lay. Can't get it to go. 3rd time for Reynoso. And she sticks with it to put it in. See if that unlocks a little bit of Dominican offense. You always make the point, Kelsey, whenever teams are in a zone, offensive rebounding.
I think if you're Desabeta, you just want your defenders to start picking up players, as nobody picked up Jaquez as she made her way to the hoop in that one.
Jaquez wants it. Comes off the pin down. Valenzuela open for 3. Indeed. And Jaquez will push back the other way. Vidales back to Jaquez.
We love a little give and go action by the Dominican coach.
So Mexico capping a small offensive spurt with that nail jump shot does not fall. And once again, Mexico trying to run, but Capellan stopping that. And she gives it up to Calise, who never really got back on D and gets an easy 2. And the offensive rebound goes to Esquer, who's into the game for the first time. Esquer shows the up fake. Good skip pass. Gonzalez open for 3. Indeed. Rayu now, the top of that zone. Hodge will try from three. That's not there. But Reynoso battling inside and is beat up for the rebound by Valenzuela. Mexico again in transition. And it's Jaquez on the layup.
That's just their second bucket in transition, but you're looking at the looks that they're getting and their high percentage shots, and they're forcing the Dominican Republic into not high percentage shots. In the key is what I like.
9th point. And then Venezuela on the other end with the layup as someone lost her in transition.
You're open for a reason, right? And shooting 15 and a bit percent from three. Mexico now shooting over 40% from the three-point line. They've taken less and made more.
And Anissa Jeffries with another board. Gonzalez leaves for Ramos. Jeffries will try for three. That's good. Mexico shooting 46% from three. Batista able to keep possession and then pop a mid-range jump shot to stop the bleeding for the DR.
Out of position, right? And so you swing from left to right or left to right or right to left, however you want to do it. If you're Dominican Republic on the offensive end, you've got to make them, the defenders, get out of their position.
Valenzuela rebounds. Ramos, who just had the last layup for Mexico, between the legs of Valenzuela for three.
Well, that's going to be a highlight reel, and what a pass by Ramos to find.
For Mexico here in this quarter. Look at this again, Kels.
What a pass. And what basketball IQ and court vision really to know that of a shield, so the defense wasn't able to close out on one of the best shooters on Team Mexico.
Abreu on the inbounds pass, able to get two to fall. Morton slipped. Gave up possession. Time for Valenzuela to lay it in at the horn. Official, the score 50-24 here in this one. Laura getting the first two of the second half. Kicks to the corner. Jaquez, good up fake. Frees herself for three. That's not there. That's a great box out by Laura. She has two back-to-back baskets now for Mexico. Rebound up for grabs. It ends up in the hands of Rodriguez. Finds Capayen, the leading scorer on the Dominican Republic. That's a good floater inside.
But if Capayen can continue to attack and get inside the key, it's going to be good looks.
Get the move inside by Jeffries.
Out of where they want to be set, and I mean, good footwork finishes it, but that's what started it for Mexico's offensive end.
Laura comes up with the swat on one end. Here's Anissa Jeffries. Ramirez on the good up fake. Feeds it inside to Laura. Capayen working on the defense of Jaquez, and not much you could do about that.
Dominican Republic, I want to see you guys move a little bit more. You're leaving her out on an island, but she's out there just sunbathing on the island. She likes it out there.
A steal there by Ramirez on the push. Got it to Gonzalez, who lays it in. Rejects the Sosa screen and tees up a three, a deep one. That's not there. Rodriguez on the board. Inside, Abreu counted and a foul. A tough layup inside by Abreu, and she'll earn a trip. Ramos at the nail. That's not there. A battle for the board. Valenzuela comes up with it and puts it in. Bodies crashing to the floor. Officials will blow the whistle to allow everyone to get back up.
So they've done that almost every possession here when they pass the ball east-west, like Desaveda says.
Sosa able to float one home, and she was able to find a crack in the Mexican D that time. Dallas inside, Ramos slips one in to Valenzuela. Gallegos on the baseline, keeping her dribble alive. Finds space and was rejected by Batista. Stale doing a good job of moving her feet. Capayen drawing two. Sosa flashes to the middle and puts it in. Gallegos for three. And she looks up to the sky saying, thank you. I finally see one go through the hoop. The leading scorer for the Dominican Republic, but you love to see that out of your leadership and out of your vet. Going over to console her youngster. A lot more basketball in her future, and good basketball at that.
And sit in the zone, and really active in the zone to start this fourth quarter.
Laura has it on the up fake, feeds Jaquez, a midi. Laura inside, can't get that to drop. And Reynoso vacuums it in. Kelly's pushes ahead, Hodge. Bulldozing her way to the 10, it's going to count, and she'll go to the line for one more.
I really like the way that Hodge plays. She came out here the very first play of the game.
Here's Hodge on the skip. Hodge with the floater once again. Can't get it to go. Gets her own, and can't get that to fall as she was blocked there by Laura. Ramirez. Gonzalez for three. That's good. And it took to the final match day and the final game of the tournament for them to be able to find 9 3-pointers and counting. Hodge responds from deep.
Go into this one 0-0 and focus on what you got to do to get better as a federation.
What a finish inside that time by Gabriela Jaquez. And Hodge back to the basket, poked out of her hands. A scare in front of everyone.
Appearance, excuse me.
Here's the Escare steal and lay, giving Mexico the largest lead of the game thus far at 32 points. That's not there. Another offensive rebound for Valenzuela. She'll do it herself this time. That doesn't fall. Jaquez again. And somehow, the Dominican Republic are able to put a stop to it and come up with a defensive stop. Bray. Evangelista for three, that's good. And now starting to see some room, some success and some growth with some of the younger players, like an Anissa Jeffries, like Gabriela Jaquez, and Vidales, who just finished that layup. Future very bright for this program. By the way, if the truck, my money truck showed up, it would be more of like a squeak squeak of a honk.
Beep, beep.
Yeah, something like that. Like a bike horn or something. Women here representing the entire nation at a tournament has to feel special, so you want to make the entire country proud. Anissa Jeffries has done just that. Another 3 for her. Anissa Jeffries now with 12 points, 11 rebounds. Batista working on Laura. Calix for 3, indeed.
I like the future of this Mexican team. She's a big piece of it moving forward. They're going to be a really tough team as they continue to add to their roster. The chemistry looking real good. And
she would have loved to leave Santiago with a win, but Dominican Republic already improving off of their 10th place finish in Mexico. Going to be in the gold medal match. That's a tough road for any team. But Mexico will finish in 7th place here and leave Santiago, Chile, feeling really good about themselves.